we'll keep a couple of things here. Like I'm pretty sure we'll have enough stuff coming from my end, from the four of us, because Ghost is in, right?
Yeah. We're getting the medium one, right?
Yeah, we'll get the not the DX, but we'll get the game one, or which one do you guys want to do? Because I'm good either way. Okay, so there's the game.
I wouldn't want to do the game one. I don't play games, so.
Yeah, but sometimes you get some cool Batman Arkham shit in there.
Fair enough.
There was some Batman-y stuff that you could get your hands on. I would imagine, this is the way I thought about it, because I know like Ghost and Dan both play games. I'm good either way. The DX is more expensive than the gaming one, but the gaming one gives you stuff that like you would get dibs on that would cater to you. Like if there's like a Gran Turismo stuff, that's going to you. Batman stuff, that goes to you. Like zombie apparel or zombie gear could easily be to anybody.
Yeah.
So there will be things in there because I don't play every game. I know like the Fallout stuff. Dan is a Fallout freak, and as much as I love Fallout, I would not want to take that away from him.
Yeah, I had to stop playing games because they rule my world.
Which game in particular?
Fucking goddamn Gran Turismo destroys everything that I am.
Gran Turismo
at all times. I can't.
Took over your life.
It's not Gran Turismo. It's the motorcycle one too. Can't remember off the top of my head what it's called.
Oh, there was a really good one. There was like the Gran Turismo for bikes.
There was. I can't remember off the top
but it was really technical.
It was exactly the same. It was the same company that makes them. The same simulator style. Everything was exactly the same. And there's just something about simulators that I have to play for 900,000 hours straight.
Do you collect every car?
No, I try to win all the races, right?
Yeah.
So on Gran Turismo, yeah, same kind of deal.
Yeah.
But on Mario Kart, it's just 3 laps at 1.5 minute laps per lap. But in goddamn Gran Turismo, if you want to go win the 24-hour Le Mans, well, guess what you got to do? You got to go race for 24 hours.
Yeah, it is it's spot on.
It's real, man.
Yeah.
It's not a game. It's a simulator.
It's a real-time sim.
So that's what destroys me. And I want to go win the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and I want to win it with a GT40.
Yeah.
And I don't care that I'm 975 laps ahead of everyone else. It doesn't matter. You have to finish the 24-hour limit. Whoever's in the lead when they've raced 24 hours wins.
They win.
So you have to race the 24 hours.
I never got that deep into Gran Turismo. And I think I got...
You don't want to.
No. I think the reason I didn't is the same reason you did. Like, you love The Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't do The Sims.
I can only play Sims. That's all I can play. I refuse to play anything else.
I would love to get into The Sims like that. Not the game The Sims. The Sims game is stupid.
No, yeah. Simulators.
But simulators. That would be a lot of fun.
Like, like flight simulators, racing simulators, motorcycle racing simulators. All of those, they destroy me.
When was it?
I like that it's...
Like, when was it that you stopped playing games altogether?
I think when I yelled at my 4-year-old nephew.
Because he wasn't doing it right?
No, because he wanted to use the TV.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to him how his existence doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. I had to walk away.
In the grand scheme of your gaming.
Yeah, I had to walk away. I had to explain to him. I had to explain to a 3-year-old how I own the TV.
Yeah.
So because I own the TV, he needs to get out of my face before I smash him.
I remember when he talked about Fallout, and I started talking about it, and you made me stop telling you about Fallout because you felt yourself about to get sucked in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Fallout 3.
I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have played it. Those walking around doing things games when I was my jam.
Yeah.
It's like Zelda, you know. To me, they're like fancy Zeldas.
Yeah. You don't like Zelda?
Well, you're cruising around with Link and shit, and you're not doing anything. You're talking to dudes, and
that is always for me the one part I didn't like.
Yeah, that was never my jam.
Yeah.
The goddamn simulators, man.
Look at you.
Like the reason why most people, I haven't found a lot of people who like playing Sims or simulators, but the big, I guess, the strike against is that it's too real. It's like people are so boring. I can't take any speed into a corner.
Yeah.
I can't corner. I'm off the track every single time.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. I'm not having any fun. I'm like,
that's the average player.
No.
Yeah.
You have to slow down like in real life. You have to pick your lines. You have to slow down.
You have to be on that red because it's like a red line or a green line that takes you into the corner.
No.
Or it's like a green line that turns red as you come around the corner to let you know to brake or whatnot.
No, that's for children mode. When you go on, I have a full set of nuts mode. All that stuff is you just race.
You've got the
you're expected to know.
Adult male, I have balls mode.
Yeah.
I don't need you to teach me.
Race.
Yeah.
I
think that's why I didn't like it.
There'll be some telltale signs on the tire wear marks on the tracks.
Yeah.
Which is kind of telltale signs of this is where everyone else seems to be braking.
Yeah. So the more rubber on the road.
Yeah. You know, some tracks like Laguna Seca will be really hot. It's in the desert, so it takes a lot more tire wear on the road because the road's so hot. So there'll be lines out of tires on the road you can see.
Now this is in Gran Turismo, the bike
This is
one.
in the game. The bike one's
They
exactly
both had
the
it.
same.
Okay.
It's almost like the bike one. They took the exact same game, except they made it motorcycles, which is actually even harder.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to control the motorcycles properly. Because
motorcycles
low side
are
or
not
high side really easy. So it's even people don't like it because like, oh, I have to get into the corner I have to slow down to 30 miles an hour for this fucking corner. How ridiculous is that? I'm like, well, that's what happens when you don't want to crash. You know, you have to go around the corner slowly. And I can't get enough of that. I freak out, and everything has to be perfect all the time, or else you go off the road.
Yeah.
And I can't get enough.
Man, the reason I didn't like Gran Turismo is I felt like it was holding my hand too much and controlling me as a gamer too much. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance. Because, I thought the whole thing, I barely gave Gran Turismo a shot. I thought the whole thing was like green line, yellow line, red line, green line, like yellow line, green line, go. And that's what I thought it was. So I was under the impression that entire game just holds your hand the entire time.
Yeah, that's on infant mode. You just go to regular.
Maybe I'm going to have to revisit that game.
No, don't.
Man, I don't know, man.
We won't see
I know, that's the problem.
See you ever again.
You're making a very good argument for why I should, but no podcast.
Yeah.
I get into that. I'm gone.
Those are the podcasts.
The podcast.
I remember I was racing the 24-hour Le Mans once in the game, and I was ridiculously ahead of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like 900 laps ahead.
No.
It doesn't matter, right? So I thought to myself, well, this is an opportunity for me to take a 4-hour nap.
Yeah.
So I called in a ringer, Cousin Eric, to come over to my house and race for 4 hours while I slept.
Because you were so far ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I woke up from my nap, ready to put in another 8 or 9, 10-hour racing shift.
Yeah.
And when I gave him the controls, he was 900-some laps ahead. When I gave it back, I was like 100-something laps ahead.
Oh, wow.
I thought to myself, how did you do that? And I looked at him playing, and he was just bouncing off the walls.
Oh, so he's playing like Mario Kart.
Yeah, he's like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
Really?
I'm like, well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Is Eric? And shout out to Eric. Eric's a good dude.
Cousin Eric, yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. He's over here a couple times.
Yeah.
Doing some work for the what's it called, the bathrooms and stuff.
Stuff.
And he's a genius, man. Like he's got like some sort of weird
fixes the water things.
Yeah, the water things. But like he doesn't just fix the water things. It's like the same way I look at technology, he looks at water things, like the plumbing stuff.
He's trial and errored his way to victory.
Yeah, but he's got it down now to where he just knows it.
There was a bunch of times when I went and worked with him, we'd do something and the water would blow up everywhere, and he'd be, oh, well, that's how you don't do that.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Oh, dude, I had my my plumbing under my sink. It was a mess. It was just a Frankenstein because I didn't realize the water was such a motherfucker. And holy shit, did he just come in and just take a look at it? He's like, oh, what you did wrong here was everything. Everything. You did everything wrong.
Yep.
I will repair that for you and make it better. But anyway, what was I getting at? Is Eric a gamer, though?
I think he used to be in his teens.
Yeah.
He was a hardcore gamer in his teens, but like anything, life catches up. He got a bit older, and I think he stopped playing.
Sims weren't the same back then, though, because Eric, I think, is about my age, right?
Back then,
or maybe a little older than I am.
That was probably pre-GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Where he was a big gamer.
Pre-64.
Yeah, pre-64.
And that is when things got touchy. Like GoldenEye things start like around the N64, things started getting where it was simmy to the point where it's like you don't fuck it up.
Yeah, but Nintendo was always like, I guess Nintendo was always like very cartoony.
Yeah.
Especially with that I don't think it was 64, maybe it was 64 with that weird Donkey Kong World.
No, Donkey Kong Country is on the Super NES.
The Super NES.
Yeah, and that was super cartoony. Rare made that. Rare, and if I'm not mistaken,
it was a huge mistake. I mean, it's not a huge mistake. Nintendo always caters to a much younger.
To kids.
You know, same thing with the Wii and everything.
Yeah.
All the characters and the avatars are very cartoony. Which is okay, I suppose.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
But you would think the more hardcore gamers, they get into the PlayStations and stuff. And I would never really got into the PlayStations because I was a huge Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Bleed Nintendo kind of fella.
Nintendo was so good, though.
It was, yeah.
Like, fuck, it was really good. I didn't get into PlayStation because of that.
Yeah, and because I'm all like, Luke, no, like, change.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into fucking PlayStation. But Gran Turismo got it done for me.
That's what did it. The first one was PS1.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
My brother, he was really big into Need for Speed games.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated them. I hated them.
They're the opposite.
You grab this fucking Supra and you throw 1,000 horsepower of nitrous on there, and then you just hit nitrous, and you just mash down the gas for the entire race, and just You're going 390 miles an hour and you're hugging corners.
Need for Speed was always like hardcore Japanese imports, right? Like was that their thing? Because that's another game I didn't go into. I always thought it was very much like Gran Turismo, so I avoided it.
No, it's complete opposite. Where it's so ridiculous. Where I don't like it because you just hit the gas and you have a big like 180 corner coming out.
Yeah.
Like a fucking 180. So you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna hit the nitrous so I can pass this guy in the corner.
Yeah.
So you hit the nitrous. You're doing 1,000 kilometers an hour. You don't let off the gas. You just keep the gas down, and you just turn, and your car hugs the corner.
Yeah. See, that I don't like either, though.
Are you kidding me?
That's too cartoony.
Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
Even Mario Kart doesn't do that.
No.
Yeah, even Mario Kart, if you're flooring it into a corner, you got to hit the brake, do a handbrake turn.
So then I went and played Gran Turismo, and it feels so much slower because you're driving so much slower.
Yeah,
but that's how it is in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So you're cruising along, and my brother would have been like, well, this is so stupid. I got to slow down to almost a crawl to make it around this 180.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever driven a car?
Have you driven a real car in the real world?
You have to understand, it's not a game. It's a simulator.
Yeah. A straight line, you can do 170.
Everything that happens in real life happens in this game, and you can't fuck around. If you accidentally take your car onto the dirt for a little bit, well, now that side of your car is going to be a bit loose for a few seconds because you got dirt on your tires.
Yeah. It's all messy.
Yeah,
you're holding a little bit of weird wheel weight there.
That's just it. It's very realistic, and he didn't like it at all, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah,
I liked how you had to be perfect. It was a quest of being perfect.
You really
it's not
did.
about being fast, it's about being perfect.
That's what it was.
If you're perfect, you win.
I wish I'd known that going in when I went into it. That really was my problem.
Yeah, I think the green, yellow, red thing is like a tutorial.
Yeah.
You know, like the first couple, like 3 or 4 levels you play, so you have an idea, like not to just drive your car out into the field. Like, well, I don't understand what happened. Like, I was cruising along and I turned and nothing happened.
You can't cut grass to get across ahead of the other guy.
Like, well, you chose a 68 Charger. Cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Rear wheel drive, 1,000 horsepower. Cool.
but
you're cruising that thing around Laguna Seca, and then you get a corner, and you don't understand why when you turned and didn't let off the gas, the car just kept going straight. Like, how do you
figure that?
And then you're angry at it because now you're in the dirt spinning out, and you're getting like you're 1,000 horsepower rear wheel drive car in the dirt. Like, what do you think's gonna happen now?
Fucking do that.
God damn it!
That is such a solid point.
Like that.
I was always for me. I went away. I think I went away quick too because I bought 2 games at the same time, which was a mistake. I bought Gran Turismo when it came out on PS2. It was like some edition. It was number 2 or 3, which was like a huge version. And then I bought Burnout Revenge at the same time. And Burnout Revenge is Street Fighter with cars.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing like a 4-year-old plays and has a good time.
Oh yeah, no. I went full 4-year-old, man. I was smashing everybody. I was getting revenge on everybody who fucked me over. You can play that game pretty straight though, if you really wanted to. Like, it's got some pretty solid rules to it. But at the same time, the whole concept is the title says Revenge, Burnout Revenge.
Yeah.
The title is Burnout Revenge. So it's definitely not a sim like Gran Turismo.
The bike one was Tourist Trophy. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I had a lot of good times with
the 2
Tourist
pluses.
Yeah.
That was, that was a really good game, though. That was a good looking game.
It was exactly the same as, but just so, it's one of those things when you do it right, it's just so fucking fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because it's right. What you've done in that game, you can go to any speedway.
Yeah.
You can go to the speedway, took everything you just learned.
Yeah.
And get in the car and drive Laguna Seca or whatever.
And you're good to go.
And you'll do well.
Man, that's not bad.
These are real skills. And it's just so fulfilling when you do it right.
You know, I see why you play it, though. Because there are certain games out there, like, especially now, there are games like Super Meat Boy. And, like, just odd little things, like games where repetition in a bad situation is how you're going to do it. Because the first time you do it, you're going to fail. You just will, because you don't know the level, you don't know what's going on, and then little by little, it becomes where every step you take, you have to remember. If you remember how you did it, then it's muscle memory, and it's remembering where you were, remembering where you died, remembering how to get past that guy with the axe coming at your head. And if you don't, well, you continually die. And it's hard to watch little kids play that, I think that comes back.
Watch little kids do anything.
It is, man. Like, I was watching my nephew play. What's it called? I'm gonna have to cut this part out because I'm gonna talk so much shit about him. I was watching him play Uncharted, which is just not a tough game. Uncharted really does.
Like, you started playing and you're like, why aren't you good at this?
Oh yeah, why aren't you instantly good at this, man?
I agree.
Because like when I was a kid, I'd pick a game up, and 5 minutes in, it's like I have this thing about me that if you give me a car and then you give me 2 days of that car and I've never driven it before, by the end of that 48 hours, I will be driving that thing like it's meant to be driven.
Yeah, I'm the same way with helicopters and stuff.
And yeah, helicopters, games, all that shit.
Tell me how to turn it on. I'll fly that thing.
Give me 2 days. Yeah. I'll be whipping around buildings like nobody's business.
That's just it.
That's just the way it should be. And I'm like that with games. So when I see a kid play that thing for like 10 minutes with pretty intuitive controls and not get it, oh my God, my rage monster just bursts out of my head.
I agree. You can't have kids around playing games.
No, man.
If you're going to have kids around playing games, play Mario Kart.
Play Mario Kart. Play Mario Brothers. But they'll suck at that too. I won't get why they suck at it. It does not compute to me why they don't just get it right away. Because they were so intuitive.
Now, do they, I've realized that I was out of control.
Yeah.
And the first part of getting help is to realize you have a problem.
In Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Tourist Trophy.
It was an addiction.
I started getting into flight simulators.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's not even a video game anymore.
No, man.
Like, you start getting the flight simulators, you're just that nerd who goes to Space and Science Center and fight.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
And that was me. I was turning into that guy where I was like booking time in flight simulators and stuff. And I was just kidding. And I was like, you know what? I got to walk away.
Did you actually head down to the Science Center and book time in a flight sim?
Yeah.
Really?
Out of control. It's out of control,
that
man.
is a scary place to be.
So I had to walk away. I had to walk away from everything because it's all... I would wake up in the morning and all I would do
do
simulators.
It's scary not because you're doing it, because I think it's great that you're doing it. It's scary because you could start spending a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could really blow through a lot of cash doing that.
In hindsight, I'd probably be a pilot right now if I'd have just stayed the course.
800 hours.
20-something, 22 years
It
old.
It really is no different than driving a car.
It's really what I should have done.
Yeah.
It isn't. It's all...
It's just time.
You're using a machine.
You're using a machine. You put your time in. You'll learn how to use it.
And I'm a big believer that I can use any machine.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you like the forklift when I was working my first real outside job. The guy walks up and he's like, "Can you drive a 5-speed?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Good. This is 3 and it's a forklift. Don't dump it."
Yep.
And that was it. I went back there and it was finicky. That thing was like from 1985. This piece of shit yellow thing that had like the whole top end was at an angle because guys had dumped it before.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, not good at all, but it still moved.
Got a propane leak. Nothing.
Yeah, man.
As long as you're moving, the propane won't kill you. It's when you stop.
That's exactly it.
The propane
as long as you're moving, the propane can't kill you because it's behind you.
I spent a year working in a warehouse as a forklift driver just because I like driving shit.
Yeah, man.
And I got my little fucking license, my little ticket, my little forklift bullshit, and then it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
So you went as far as to get like a little ticket from the forklift operators.
I had to eventually get it
because of where you were working.
I worked there long enough that they weren't comfortable with people who didn't have it driving the forklift. Right. And I was there for so long that eventually they sent me off. It was easy. It was like a day-long thing. Here,
because that was the only forklift I ever drove on a regular basis that was a manual. Have you driven the manual and the automatics?
I think they're all automatics. I don't recall ever driving any manuals.
I was wondering.
They're all relatively new forklifts that I drove. Like at the schools and all these big warehouses, they don't have the raggedy old shits. They usually have new ones.
All new forklifts.
They're pretty good.
I was really wondering because the one I drove, I don't know if this is something he had just made up. The guy who trained me was this awesome guy, this dude Jerry, but he was telling me about the ease brake on the forklift to move yourself closer to things, and really it was just like clutch control. I guess that's all it was. But he had this whole concept in his head. That's the ease brake. Use the ease brake. I'm like, really? No, it's just I'm just gliding on the clutch. That's it. And then the more you put onto it, the more like rejection you get from the throttle. Yeah. So it's slow the throttle. So it throws itself down, right? So it slow down a little bit. But I mean, like I was wondering if all of them were like that, or was mine just a piece of crap?
Yeah, I think you just had a really old. Because they don't do it. It's all automatic now because it has to be as smooth as silk, right? So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was relatively smooth once you figured it out. But if you didn't know, it was rickety.
But same was when my dad had that trucking company. He's like, "Oh, we're just gonna have you drive the truck," and this was I think it was a 1990 Volvo 18-speed.
Oh wow.
Highs and lows that they converted into a gravel truck. So you had a PTO, everything to raise and lower the back bin. And I had
the double clutch. Did I have that double clutch?
No, I mean you could double clutch. It didn't have it. You could pump twice for each shift, but you don't.
No, explain the double clutch.
Well, I mean there are different kinds of double clutches. There are double clutches that are like in super cars, like Lamborghinis and McLarens.
Yeah, well, in cars.
Yeah, and that double clutch is a little different than something in a big dump truck. In a big dump truck, the double clutch is just you'd push the clutch twice. Yeah. To shift, not once, or you could push it not at all. Shift off rev, which is what you would do in a big truck. Yeah. But dudes racing and stuff like that, who are still racing manuals. Yeah. I suppose if you're you should be drag racing an automatic. I mean, if you're drag racing, nothing goes faster in a straight line than an automatic.
I highly disagree. I completely disagree. I think if you've got
talking like just drag racing here.
Yeah, I still disagree. I think if you're out there with a car,
every top fuel drag racer in the world is an automatic.
I know, but I'm talking about street racing or like in an actual drag racer, like a strip running drag racer. It's a straight push down automatic. But I'm saying if you're in a car on your friend, you and your friend are at a red light, and you're going to go light to light, I still say the manual's the way to go.
light to light, and like if we go light to light, and that's one block.
Even more than that, man.
You might not even shift into second to get to the second block.
Yeah, you probably get to like maybe third, right? If you're really gunning it from light to light, depending on me. Are we talking about Alberta light to light?
I would disagree. I would say in a straight line, an automatic will always be faster. If you're driving,
we are going to agree to disagree.
Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah.
Anyway, but keep going. Why? What's your reason behind the automatic being faster on the straight line?
Well, it's just nothing. No one can shift as fast as an automatic can shift, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. But
from zero to go, though.
From nowhere to finish line in a straight line, you have to race an automatic. That ain't my jam.
Yeah.
I'm not a drag racer. I enjoy the driving experience.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy an autocross. I enjoy road course.
Mm-hmm.
I like going left and right.
Yeah. I've never understood Daytona. I mean, I get the fact that it's an endurance thing.
Yeah, I like that they want to go fast, and that's cool.
Is it Daytona goes in circles?
It's a circle with and then it does like a.
Yeah, it's the oval.
It's not quite an oval. It's an oval with a. So it kind of does like, down the straightaway.
Yeah.
It kind of goes where you think the oval will go. Then it kind of goes in an angle.
It's like a triangle.
Kind of.
Yeah, Daytona's very triangle-y.
Yeah, it's got that.
Which is the one? Is Indy is a circle or the oval? Which one's the one that's a straight up oval?
Most of them are ovals.
Yeah,
almost all of them.
But Daytona has that triangle kind of look to it.
Yeah, Daytona's got the curve.
Yeah,
it's got the extra corner.
Yeah, the extra corner. I don't mind that because that's almost like
I understand
2 turns per turn.
Like you want to go fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like going through the gears. I like turning left, turning right. I like speeding up, and I like slowing down.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
I want to experience all the aspects of it. So for me, drag racing is not my jam. I don't want to throw 1,000 horsepower in my car, blow the whole world apart going in a straight line for 9 seconds, and then calling it a day.
The race there in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it's not my take. Although a lot of those Fast and Furious cars, those cars could
easily do all kinds of stuff. But personally, I don't like the idea of going to the track.
Not Dom's Charger though. Yeah. That car goes straight.
That's not meant for cornering.
10 million pounds.
That is meant to go in a straight line.
10 million pounds, 1,000 horsepower with huge
front
slicks
wheels
on the
go
back.
up into a train.
Yeah, those front wheels were like those skinny little drag tires.
They were weird, man.
That car's not turning anywhere.
No. That thing was definitely not meant for maneuvering.
No, straight line car, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just not my jam.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a huge straight line dude.
You know, I enjoy speeding up and slowing down.
Yeah.
You know, slowing down properly is just as rewarding as speeding up properly.
Oh, absolutely.
You cycle down through the gears again. You use the transmission to help slow you down. And
when I went from manual to an automatic, I had to put that thing into the gears to slow it down because my brain wouldn't let me just put the brake down. And horrible for the engine.
Yeah, I guess it
terrible for the transmission.
On what you're driving. When I drive my pickup truck, I just drive like a normal fucking car.
Yeah.
But like my Mustang is an automatic, but I can't fucking bag it because it's too nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice car. Well, Painless. That is a nice car.
It is. But eventually, I'm gonna get a cool Charger, and that'll.
Is that the goal?
I wouldn't say it's a goal. I think that's just the next step.
I like the Chargers. I don't like the new Chargers.
No.
New Chargers are pieces of shit.
But
I like the old Chargers.
And I'm gonna try and keep it not nice.
How's the Mustang? You're gonna dirty it up.
Yeah. Well, however the body looks when I buy it is how the body's gonna stay.
I like that. I do like that.
I'll upgrade the front end, rear end, suspension, steering, engine, blah blah blah, interior. But I want that car so that if I scratch it, or if I sit on it, or whatever happens, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I want to take that car and I want to go 100 miles an hour down a dirt road and catch rocks, and I don't give a shit. I want to just.
You want a General Lee.
I want to. Nah, my General Lee is like.
Well, you want to treat it like a General Lee. You don't want a General Lee.
I want to be able to bag it because like if I just like I was like, hey, do a burnout on my Mustang. Well, that's cool. I'll lay out a big fat burnout, a huge show.
Yeah.
But then I have to go home the next morning and take all that rubber off my quarter panels. I have to re-wax my car.
Yeah.
You know, some people like do a burnout. I'm like, nah, I don't want to clean my car.
Yeah, man.
You don't want to be that guy.
No. You want me the guy who is able to take your car out, drive it like a human being would have driven it in the 60s.
Yeah. And that's kind of like the problem that most car guys get. They start building a car and you get to that point where your car's a bit too nice to thrash on.
Yeah.
And then it just ends up being this really nice park thing in the garage.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to have another car that I can thrash on. Like the Corvette that my dad's got, I can thrash on that.
What was the burn notice car? Is that a GTO?
Burn notice car.
Remember? Hey, we got a Dan.
Did he drive a car? He was just
the big black one, man. That big black. It was a Charger or GTO. I think it was GTO. The big black one that he had. His dad's car. He's always working on it.
Because like on TV shows, you don't need to drive places. You just
close it hard, man.
You just cut scene and he's arrived where he wants to be.
Nah, he used to beat the shit out of that car. That car blew up. And then Sam took the pieces back.
I do not
I'll let him fix it.
remember. This was odd. We talked about video games for the first time with me ever.
Yeah, it was good. A good video gaming conversation, man.